Night after night, kissing after kissing, sex after sex, anxiety after anxiety. That pretty much sums up the entire fourth episode. Now, before I begin this review, I just want to say this. I read online about people's opinions on these characters, and to be honest, it was really half and half. There were some people saying that it's Nabi's fault. She wants to be in a relationship and she ended up with a guy who doesn't want to be in one. He never said he wanted to be in one. So again, they're saying it's her fault. But then there are other people who are saying it's Jaeon's fault for being such a womanizer and pretty much playing around, giving girls false hope that they're going to be in a relationship. So really, my take on this is this. They're both toxic characters, in my opinion. Because you have a girl who wants to be in a relationship, but look at her position now. She wants to be in one, but unfortunately, she wind up with a guy who doesn't want to be in one, and that guy is a womanizer. And then now she has anxiety because she wants to know him not only physically, but also mentally, and she can't. That's why she's having anxiety. And then you got a guy who's pretty much a womanizer. That pretty much sums it up. So there you go. In my opinion, again, they're both toxic characters in their own respective way. So at the beginning of the episode, it's morning. We see Nabi and Jaeon waking up after having sex. But they're not the only one who wakes up after having sex. Bitna and Kyu also wakes up. Now for Bitna, she's kind of confused. She doesn't remember. To be honest, I don't know how many alcohol she drank, but she doesn't remember. And this kind of made Kyu a little bit upset because she blames it on the alcohol and all of that. But then later on, when Bitna went to the restaurant, of course, she has a hangover. You gotta eat something to cure that. So she's eating. Kyu comes in and says, hey, our relationship is not going to be the same. I'm not going to pretend that this didn't happen. So will you be my girlfriend? Now for Bitna, she kind of slowly explains why these two can't be together. 1, she doesn't date anyone in her department. 2, rumors are going to spread and it's going to be very irritating. And that pretty much sums it up. And then for Kyu he was like, okay, fine. I'll just control my own emotions and leaves. And throughout this entire episode, we didn't get as much scenes of these two. But you can see that these two are kind of in a love-hate relationship, mostly hate. But eventually, I don't know when, these two are definitely going to realize their feelings and then end up together. Well, actually, Kyu realized his feelings for her. It's just Bitna, I guess as of right now, she doesn't see him that way. I guess the alcohol made her see him that way, but eventually they're going to get together. Now fast forward to the one night where Jaeon came to study anatomy. Now, here's the thing. He came to study anatomy. Then the next scene, we see Nabi and Jaeon on her bed after he hangs the butterfly on her window, kissing, and then sex. Well, I guess if you're going to study human anatomy, I guess that's the first place to start. And you can see Nabi very, she has second thoughts because she can't figure him out. She wants to know more about him. But she continues to lust over him and she can't resist. And then after that, we see night after night, kissing after kissing, sex after sex. It just continues. And after they have sex, he leaves. Now, even though she wants to be in a relationship, she wants him to be her boyfriend, it's that lust over him that she cannot resist. There's the toxic part. Then we get to Jaeon. Remember when he met up with Sora? Sora quoted him what he said to her, I think in the previous episode. I want to set my butterflies free. I've been caging them from their freedom. And you know what he says in return? He says, oh, did I say that? And he says that twice. So this proves that he doesn't want to change his ways. I even said in my last review, when he said that he wanted to set his butterflies free, I thought maybe it was a turning point for him to not play around so much because he wants to be with Nabi because he got to know her even more. It was all a lie. and he doesn't want to set any butterflies free, meaning that he wants to continue playing around. There's his toxic part. Let's talk real quick about Nabi on the bus. So she caught Jaeon saying that she can't go somewhere with him. She hangs up. And then, out of nowhere, we see a guy calling out to Nabi, and it was an old friend that she hasn't seen in 10 years. His name is Do-hyuk. Now, it's pretty obvious that he's going to be another love interest. Now, I don't know if he's going to have viewers have second lead syndrome. In my opinion, seeing how Do-hyuk is in this episode, I would rather her end up with him than end up with Jaeon, to be honest. Then let's get to Nabi spending her birthday with Jaeon. They hung out, had fun, got back to the apartment. He was about to cook. But then he does his playing ways and started to kiss Nabi. Kind of resist a bit, but then ended up kissing again, and then eventually, of course, having sex, no surprise. And then we see them on the couch cuddling. Then after that, we see him leave. They didn't even make the seaweed soup. Then on the same night, she went to the convenience store, tried to find something to eat, but she didn't really pick out anything. Then she winds up at Do-hyuk's restaurant. She goes in, they have a good chat, two old friends. He cooks for her and actually got her a cake and basically celebrated her birthday in that restaurant. I really do want her to end up with him. I mean, think about it. You want to see a girl end up with a guy who is very, I guess, mysterious, who gives her anxiety, who plays around with other women, even though she is lusting over him, and she enjoys spending nights with him, or end up with a guy who actually treats her right. Now, I was surprised to see Nabi's ex in this episode. Like, I knew he was going to show up again. I just thought he would show up in future episodes down the line. But he came to try to warn her about Jaeon because he heard rumors from his students that Jaeon sleeps with a lot of women, and he was surprised that he heard that Nabi was also one of those women. And again, he came by to warn her, and Nabi, she pretty much got angry, yelled at him, and told him to get lost. So the way I see it, that's her being blinded by lust. Then let's get to the ending of the episode. This is where Nabi was trying to end things with Jaeon. Spoiler alert, she doesn't as of right now. So she actually goes to him at his department. She tells him that her ex came by and said to her that she should go back with him and not see Jaeon. Jaeon's reaction had no concern whatsoever. He did not give no Fs whatsoever. So for Nabi, well, she was thinking to herself, oh, that's it? Really? That's all you can say? But then we see a car come up. There was a guy in the car. He comes out and asks for Jaeon. He says, are you Jaeon? He says, yes, I am. And he calls him a bastard and punches him. But then Nabi was trying to make him leave, and then he pushes Nabi to the ground. Then Jaeon shows concern, and that was the end of the episode. Now, my impression on the episode, this pretty much shows us how much nights and sex she's been having with Jaeon, how much anxiety she's been having because of Jaeon, and now she's hurt mentally and physically part because of that one dude towards the end, because of Jaeon. So I'm trying to figure out, is this setting up for her to be heartbroken again? Because that's messed up. Is this setting up for them to be together? Or is this setting up for them to not be together, and Nabi will actually end up with someone who treats her right and only sees one woman as his girlfriend? You know what? I'm just gonna end the review with this. She's blinded by lust. She likes how he fucks. And she's gonna be between Jaeon and Do-hyuk. That part didn't really rhyme. Trying to make it rhyme, but it is what it is. that pretty much sums up this episode. But anyway, if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.